Hey guys, Zoroarrkk here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video, and I'm bringing you guys a series. Well, it's not really a series, but it's just a couple of videos that I'll be linking with each other that I might do for other games. But as you guys should know from watching my previous videos and stuff like that, I have been at the moment addicted to Super Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I completed the game last week, and I've just been addicted ever since, to be completely honest with you guys, and stuff like that. And so I decided that I wanted to make a little couple of videos basically saying the stuff it did right, the stuff it did wrong, and the stuff that is stupid about it. Now, I thought the best way to do this, and I thought we'd do some 5 ways that they were good, bad, and stupid. And I can probably do more of these for everyone but bad. In fact, I'm trying to plan these commentaries out, and I can only really think of 4 things for bad. The 5th one that I've come up with is a little bit picky, in a sense, towards my critique. But the good and the stupid, I could definitely make at least 2 videos on. So we're just going to jump into the 5 things that I think Super Mystery Dungeon did right. So the first one is going to be split into 3 different things, and this is all going to be about the storyline. Now, the storyline is something that, to me, as I said in the previous video, if you watched it about corruption, which I highly recommend you guys do, storylines to me are the most important part of the game. The reason they're the most important part is because they're the bit I want to go in when I am older. They're the bit I want to do to create the games. So I need to basically find out what makes my area in sense tick. So playing games like this and other games such as Undertale and stuff, the games that strive off their storylines, I need to see what makes them tick. Why are they so popular for what they do? Because every game has a storyline, but some games don't have their storylines the main focus. Look at Call of Duty, for example. Call of Duty, yeah, their campaign is really good. It shows off all the graphics and stuff and all the new mechanics. But the multiplayer and the zombies, for example, on Black Ops 3, are the stuff that make the game. The campaign is played and then just left out. No one really thinks anything of it. Whereas Undertale, you have nothing of that. On Super Mystery Dungeon, you have nothing of that. You don't have a multiplayer and a zombies. You just have the storyline and then the post-game. So, with Super Mystery Dungeon, the storyline would be key. The storyline has to be key. And spoilers alert here. I probably should have said that more at the start of the video, so I'll probably put it in the title and the description. But there is one big point of the storyline that I want to mention in this bit, and that is the ending. So, for any of you guys that have played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky, you guys will know that the way the game starts is the exact same as the way the game starts in Super Mystery Dungeon. That you wake up in the Pokemon world, you have no idea where you are, and you freak out when you find out you're a Pokemon because you remember you're a human. As you're wondering, you know, how did I become a human? And you have no memories. They start the exact same, just in different places in Super Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky. So that instantly made me believe that I knew where the ending would be. Because the ending in Time, Darkness, and Sky is that after you beat Promo Dialga, you end up then having to disappear from the world because you're no longer needed. You'll go back to being human. But then Dialga reverses it because it feels sorry for making all of the evil happen and then brings you back. So, whatever. So, I thought that would be what the game wanted me to, happen. And no. And that'll bring me to another point in a little bit that I'll be going on to. I think that'll be my 3rd point on what this game did right. But not only did they do that, but they also then had the actual dialogue. Your character itself actually thinks, after you've beaten Dark Matter, that you have to go, and your character doesn't want to go because it wants to stay with your partner. Now, just a little disclaimer here, if I keep saying the word cage, that is my partner in the game. I keep saying the word cage because that is my partner, instead of saying your partner. So if I say cage, it's the partner. so I apologise there. But anyway, so your character thinks, you know, I need to leave, but I don't want to leave. Is there a way I can stop myself leaving because I want to be with my partner all the time? I really like it here, I've grown to be friends, and I don't want to leave. And then the ending hits you with the bombshell of that actually your partner is Mew, and then that they have to leave, and then they end up leaving, and then the epilogue you finally get them back. So straight away, that was one good thing about the story. They changed it up a bit because it made it look predictable, and they even went for that route, and then they just stopped it, changed it, boom, done a U-turn, screwed you over. The second thing, and the main part of the storyline that I want to go on, is its immersion. Now, I'm always saying that word, immersion, and I'll say another word in a little bit later on that I also keep saying. If you guys have watched my What Makes a Game, you will know that I am very big on that word, immersion. The two things that Undertale and the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series do us right, compared to Black Ops 3 campaign, for example. I'm going to keep using that just because it's a game on my head at the moment. But the difference between them is their immersion. In Undertale, you grow to love the characters. That is why when you have to go against Asriel, you freak out. When you have to go against Flowey, you freak out. When you go on the genocide route, why do you think the genocide route is so hard on the player? Because a lot of the time they'll do the pacifist route first. They know the characters, they get attached to the characters, and they end up having to then kill them. It is heartbreaking. It is absolute heartbreaking. I haven't played Undertale, and it affected me watching my friend stream it. And I haven't even played the game. That's how immersive that game is. It's powerful. And this game is the same. I'm going to go back to the ending. When you find out your partner has to go, it is absolutely heartbreaking. Because it's hard enough as it is to think you have to go, and then having to go through the scene, your partner not wanting you to go, and crying because you have to go. But then for the fact that you're there and your partner has to go, that is just awful. Because you've got that connection, you've got that immersion. When you see your Pokemon get turned to stone, when you go up, when you come back from the Voidlands and you see Swirlix eating a perfect apple but had been turned to stone. Swirlix is one of the least, actually Swirlix is the least most character in the guild. Swirlix doesn't do shit except from eat people's food and then cook other food for people and then most likely eat it again. That's all Swirlix does. It has no point in the story whatsoever. It's a filler character. But even then, as soon as you see Swirlix has been turned to stone in front of the Expedition Guild, your heart just drops because of that immersion. And it's that type of feeling that I like. Now, the second thing that they did right is they made the story climax completely and just erupt. And what I mean by that is they brought in different aspects in the game. Such as the Amuras, the Alliances, and they eased you into the story as well, all in the first 15 hours. And it seems when you go through the 15 hours, you know, you get almost bored of the game. I remember Chapter 10, I really wanted to leave to go to Lively Town, and then actually in Chapter 11 you do leave to go to Lively Town. And, you know, you go through that, and the story actually doesn't start until Chapter 16. And it doesn't just start, it erupts. The best way to think of it. I was trying to think of an analogy to explain this, and this is the thing I came up with. So think of seismic waves. I can't think what the counter of it is. But if you guys have ever studied physics and stuff like that, and you see the earthquakes and stuff, they obviously measure them on magnitudes. And then they have the graph that shows them in lines. So imagine you're going through the story and you're going through the first 15 chapters, and the normal point will be about 1, yeah, magnitude of 1. When you find out that your teacher, I think it was Watchog, I believe it was, gets kidnapped, your meter spikes at 3.5 magnitude. Right, and that's pretty much as high as it really goes. You see that Latios and Latias gets turned to stone, that'll probably be a 3. When you get on top of Revelation Mountain, mind you, and then you find out that Evitar's involved, Nuzleaf's a traitor, and you're now turned to stone, that counter goes up to 8. It goes up to a magnitude of 8. It spikes like crazy. And it never drops. It doesn't drop until the end. And then even then, it spikes again at the end of the epilogue. And it goes up to around about 7 on the epilogue. I think that is absolutely crazy because it just hits you like a bombshell. And I stopped playing the game because I was having exams and stuff. And I actually stopped on chapter 15. So when I started playing again, I went from chapter 16 to the epilogue all the way in around about 30 hours. Minus the 6 hours I had for sleep. So 24 out of those 30 hours I was playing the game and I was constantly in the story. And that will then lead me nicely into my third point that I want to make, the third thing that it did right, and that is emotions. Now, I'm a big bitch in a sense. I'm going to use that word, bitch, kiss ass, pussy, whatever word you want to use. But my emotions take over my life. That is why these games also stand out to me, not only due to the storyline, but also due to the emotional function. Not only did I cry in Marley and Me, the movie, but a lot of people did, but also this game. I have never cried many times in a game as this. And it isn't even the crying that I'm on about when I'm on about emotions, because when you think about emotions, you think about happy and sad, right? Maybe a bit angry. But then you get the other emotions. You get anxiety, you get betrayal, you get hopelessness, you get hopeless, right? You actually get the hope, you get the motivation, the adrenaline rush, uplifting, momentum, and all those things like that. And they are all thrown in you. And just to give you a best example, chapter 16, when you get on top of Revelation Mountain and everything goes on, you find out about the ancient writing. You're fine. You're going up Revelation Mountain. You're absolutely fine. You get the little bit of a story about having to break the container to get the luminous water, and you're fine. Alright, whatever. And then you see Crocodile, and then your heart drops a little bit because you think, okay, yeah, now I'm probably going to have to fight Crocodile. And then you see the legendary dogs, and you get a bit, heart racing. Oh my god, all the legendary dogs are here. This is going to be a pretty big fight. And then you find out Nuzleaf betrayed you, and then Nuzleaf turns Crocodile to stone. That bit there changes from that, okay, I might have to fight someone, that little adrenaline rush, to straight betrayal and heartbreak. And then you also, not only do you then get that, and then you get a little bit of anger because you've just been betrayed by the character you thought was a good guy all this time, and has been a father figure to you, which comes back to the immersion. But then also Evitar then comes up, creepy soundtrack plays, and then your heart just completely goes, and then you end up getting turned to stone, and then go to the Voidlands where you get that eerie music, which I completely freaked out on. And you've gone from fine to being a bit pissed off and betrayed to absolute hopelessness and anxiety in a matter of 3 or 4 minutes of the game. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, I'd never cried so many times in a game, because I'll be completely honest with you guys, I cried at chapter 11 when you left Serene Village. I cried at the end. I cried at the end of the epilogue, and I also believe I cried just coming out of the Voidlands, but I'm not sure. I just know I had very big anxiety attacks. So that's the third point. Again, leading on, all these lead on quite nicely, is the fourth point, the fourth thing that this game did right. And this one almost links in with the emotions as well, because it is basically emotions itself. But it's the trickery. I can't think of the actual proper word of it, the deceit, in a sense. The game is absolute full of it. Deception, that's the word. Deception. The game is absolute full of it. So you obviously have Nuzleaf being on the enemy team, right? Being one of the Pokemon that turn them stone, right? So you just get that instant heartbreak. You then have Esper. Now, can I just say, I'm just going to pause whatever gameplay I'm playing right now. I don't care what gameplay I'm playing. But I'm going to pause it right here. And I'm going to put a picture up of Esper. Because this motherfucker right here is the best character I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only is it a kid, Not only is it a kid and one of your friends, and one of you actually grow up from right at the start of the story to the end, but not only that, it then betrays the enemy team while betraying you for the good team. Who would have thought that? So it basically led you in a trap for the good team, for the bad team, for then the good team to then get you out of the trap, to then know where the bad team are. That is absolute genius. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I got really mad when I saw that Esper traded on you, because I was taking the game that seriously. It was that much immersion to me, right? And when you see Esper come at Prehistoric Ruins, I scream "fuck you" at the screen, just to then find out there was a good Esper was good all along, and then got Zoroarrkk and Celebi to get you out of there. It was absolutely insane. So not only did they bring the deceit there, but then they brought the deceit at the ending by making it so your character was going to disappear, to then find out that your partner was Mew and that they have to disappear. So not only does it have the deceit there, so you have the betrayals, and then you have that deceit. But they couldn't leave it there, no. They had to hit you one more time in the epilogue. Now, I don't know how many people complete the epilogue, because some people probably just finished the main game, saw the credits and went, oh, okay, that was a good game, and maybe even sold it on, alright? But the epilogue is ridiculous, because you go and get Mew to find that Mew apparently has no recollection of your partner, which is clear it does because of how it speaks, by the way. I instantly saw right through that. But then it also, you then get knocked out. It purposely doesn't show half of the night, to then find you knocked out, to give you all these flashbacks to create the eeriness, to then find out that apparently someone wants to eradicate Mew. Not just kill Mew, not just get rid of Mew, eradicate Mew. To then get all the way through that dungeon, which is a 15-floor dungeon, by the way. Alright, longest dungeon you've been in the entire game. And you have to get through this 15-floor dungeon just to see the lights are off, you know, you don't have any illumination. To then find Nuzleaf and BEM again, quote-unquote, betraying you another time. Just to then find out that actually they weren't eradicating Mew, they were separating your partner and Mew's spirits by getting your feelings to commote. Come on, Chunsoft, give me a break. That's the reason I cried again. I thought they were actually going to eradicate Mew. Like, come on. Honestly, it's one of the best things they did in the game, but it was so hard to actually play the game because of it. It's absolutely amazing. It was tugging again at my emotions. Just everything links into one. And then the final thing they did right, and this is the thing that I say Mystery Dungeons do right all the fucking time, is the soundtrack. Now, I don't know if I can actually put any soundtracks on videos due to copyright and stuff, because Nintendo are very touchy on this stuff. I haven't actually tested it out and stuff, so I probably should. But if you guys can, if I remember, I'll put the links in the description. I'm going to put you guys 3 links to... Actually, I'm going to put you guys 2 links, because I don't want to put the 3rd link in there. Alright, because it's the Dark Matter theme. So I'm going to say the 3 themes here. Partners theme music box, Surprise Attack Evital, and then Dark Matter 02. Now, probably will only put Partners theme in the description, because the other 2 do spoil the game a bit, and I don't want people to click on the links and then accidentally spoil the game for themselves. So just listen to those 3 songs, right? Those 3 soundtracks, because they all do a different purpose. The Partners theme music box is absolutely saddening, and it's the feels of the song. Best thing to link off if you guys played Undertale, or watched Undertale, or listened to Undertale music. His theme. It's the His theme partner, in a sense. The His theme of the game. As bad as that sounds, I can't think of the comparison word. Right, there you go. I just said it. His theme comparison for the game. And then you get Surprise Attack Evital, which is when Evital comes out of the ground on Revelation Mountain. And that is one of the most heartbreaking, hopelessness, oh shit soundtracks you will ever hear. And then you get Dark Matter 02, which is just uplifting, powerful, and it comes absolutely perfect time, and they nailed it. And the reason that soundtracks are so big to me, and the reason why I love the soundtracks on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, is just exactly what I said there. They do the soundtracks for the story. I'm pretty sure when they make the games, they make the story and then make the soundtracks afterwards, instead of making the soundtracks to then make the story, because they do it so well. Every single emotion you need is actually played through the soundtrack. When people say music gets them through their life, and I'm one of these people included, the reason it does, and some people won't have this, is because of how it sounds. Now, in actual general music genres, they are associated with different emotions. So, for example, rap is mostly about money, or it's about girls, or it's about gangsters, that type of thing. And it's basically a chill music in a sense. I know it sounds really weird, but it's just a music to just listen to the background, get yourself a little bit pumped up. And for example, dubstep, the actual proper dubstep, and then electro as well, right? Those two, dubstep and electro, are huge when you want to get uplifted. If you listen to one of those songs, for example, Hero, right, best song, Purple knows Hero, right? If you want to get uplifted and pumped up, right, you're trying to, I don't know, jog to get fit and something, you just need that extra burst, that extra adrenaline rush. One of those songs is perfect. If you're down, pissed off, not very, feeling very good, listen to some rock and metal, because it just has that same emotion, right? That's what music does. And the soundtracks are perfect for where they are in the story. They could have gone for anything when Yveltal comes out. They could have gone for absolutely no soundtrack at all. They could have just had Yveltal's cry. That's what they could have had. They could have just had Yveltal's cry. But not only did they have the Yveltal's cry, but then they had this Surprise Attack Yveltal soundtrack, which just made the oh shit, I've fucked up feeling. And it is huge. It absolutely just tears your emotions out of your body and into the game. And I have to give it off to Chunsoft again. I don't know how they do it, but their soundtracks are amazing, and they fit the game perfectly. So anyway guys, I know these have been long videos, but this was 5 things in detail that Super Mystery Dungeon did right. I will be doing the 5 things they did wrong, and the 5 things that are stupid in a few days time. I really do hope you guys did enjoy this video. I still recommend you guys play the game if you haven't, but by this time, if you're watching this, even with the spoilers, you probably have played the game. That's what I would guess, or you don't really want to play the game, even though I do highly recommend you do, even though now you know probably a lot of the story due to what I've said. So anyway guys, this has been Zoroarrkk. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new and you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out everybody.